Ryan, how good was it to be involved the other day for the first time and sort of get an opportunity having come in January?
Yeah, it was good. Like, obviously, to get back in the team and do something you love doing, and it worked so hard to do. It was really nice to be back playing, and a great venue for it. It's obviously being at Notts County earlier in my career, it was nice to see a few familiar faces as well. But no, really nice to be on the pitch again and playing on Saturday.
I've been lucky enough to speak to a couple of players who've moved clubs or signed for a club in January about the importance of sort of hitting the ground running and being ready, and perhaps a bit of the expectation that's on you because you're coming in halfway through a season. How have you found it?
Yeah, I think obviously it's been good. The lads have been brilliant in and around the place. I think there's obviously been a few new additions, and I think everyone's just sort of merged together, and we know what the objective of the club is, and there's no hiding that. We know what we need to do, and we know how we need to do it. So it's about time we start carrying on their performances, because they've been excellent the past especially since I've been in. The performances have been excellent. So just trying to turn them into the results, but we know that the results will come if the performances stay like that.
Just on your own personal perspective, the sort of life of a free agent footballer. You were obviously at Portsmouth last season, having to wait until January to get in and get the training kit on and have a group of players around you. How hard's it been?
Yeah, obviously it's been tough. Like you're training, and there's nothing on a Saturday or a Tuesday to train for. You're just training for yourself, but you know that you've got to do that for when this opportunity arises. You're ready, and you can come in the building and make an impact from day one and help the team however the team needs helping.
How do you, as you say, obviously you've been training, you've been keeping yourself in shape. How do you stay busy when you've not got that focal point? Is it as much a mental thing?
Yeah, I think it is. I think obviously there's life of a goalkeeper is very psychological, I think, and that's something that's coming more with the game and getting recognised more with the game. So yeah, you can keep fit as much as you want and keep sharp and things, but it's just being ready to come in and help whenever you can.
I hear quite a lot when the players come in after being without a club, or maybe after an injury layoff or something. You can be fit, but it's not the same as being match fit. Is that the same for a goalkeeper?
I think obviously you can be fit on the training ground, but nothing replicates being out on the pitch. I think obviously you can prepare the best you can, and the better you prepare, the better ultimately you're gonna play out there. And I think look, like Baz has been brilliant, the gaffer's been brilliant, everyone around the place has been brilliant. We've got a really strong goalkeeping unit here, and I think we all bounce off each other really well and all help each other. And whoever puts that shirt on a Saturday, I know that the whole goalkeeper unit is rooting for them, which is really nice and kind of a special thing.
I was going to ask you about that actually, because obviously Harry Burgoyne's been playing after Stuart Moore got his injury and then came back and got injured again, and Barry Roach is such a legend in these parts. I suppose you have to be a certain type of person to be involved as a goalkeeper, because only one of you can play, but you're sort of integral to each other with the training and the build-up and the preparation. Yeah,
look, we all want what's best for the team, and at the end of the day, whoever's got the shirt on needs to perform, and the rest of them have got to make sure that we're helping that person. And not only that, I think obviously we bounce ideas off each other every day in training. If I've got a question that can make me better, I'll ask it. The lads will ask it. We'll have discussions. We'll have developments, and I think that's the best way to work. Like, you make yourself better, but ultimately we're making the team better, hopefully.
You talked about the group that you've come into and how relatively straightforward it's been to kind of become part of that. Were you at all surprised to see that camaraderie and that atmosphere in a dressing room of a team that's fighting relegation?
Yeah, I think obviously I've been lucky with the teams I've been at, with the groups we've had. I've generally had very, very good groups of people and players, and I think I've been fortunate enough that obviously coming in here it's been exactly the same, and they've welcomed me in and made me just sort of feel like I've been here since the start of the season, and it's a really, really strong group, both of people and of players.
You mentioned the performances since you've obviously been here, seeing the games with your own eyes and then playing. Is it really important that you have a focus on the performances rather than necessarily the outcomes and the results? Would it be easy to look at losing games and that affect confidence and belief, but if you focus on the performances and you're doing well, you can maintain that?
Yeah, I think there's obviously no hiding the table is what the table is. That's a fact. But recently, since I've been in, I think the performances have been really, really positive. And obviously, the Fleetwood game was a very good sort of where it all clicked together. And I think if we stay patient with it, then we will get results. And obviously, Saturday against Notts County, I think we performed really well. Newport, and like I said, all the games I've sort of been here, I think we've performed really well and kind of deserved more than we've got. But that's the rub of the green sometimes you get, and it's just staying patient and knowing that doing the right things every day, the right things in training, the right things at home, and the right things on a Saturday will lead into the correct outcomes.
How much does that Fleetwood game sort of have to be the benchmark and the bar being set for what you need to do? And I guess particularly relevant given you've got another derby this weekend.
Yeah, I think, look, like obviously everything sort of clicked together in the Fleetwood game. The goals and everything, and the way we defended, and the whole team performance clicked together. But I think it's been there since. I wouldn't say we've dropped our standards. I think they've still been there. It's just about keeping that belief, and which we are doing. We all know how good of squad we've got, and it's just maintaining them standards every day.
The manager's been really clear with us that you just need to win matches, and you need to probably win matches in batches. I imagine you're getting the same message from him, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Look, like there's no hiding. We need to put points on the board. It's at the end of the day we've got to finish above two other teams. So how we do that, I don't think really matters in essence. It's at the last game of the season we need to be in the Football League. And
if you do win games, like at the weekend, I think Accrington are 7 points better off than you are. If you can win games like this, does that have a double impact? You add 3 points, but also you can put pressure on those teams above you.
Yeah, I see that completely. But I think as well, it's focusing on just the old cliche of one game at a time. I think we can't get too ahead of ourselves, or vice versa. I think we've just got to focus on one game at a time and make sure that we put the performances in that ultimately end up in results.
Do you relish a battle, a challenge, the pressure that comes with it?
Yeah, of course you do. I think, look, you've grown up and this is what you've wanted to do since you were young, so now we're in a situation we've got to, as a group, we've got to make the most of it and sort of use that as fuel to perform. And because you've been out of it for a little while, does that make you relish it, enjoy it all the more? Is there a bit more of a buzz when you're preparing? Yeah, definitely. You've still got to enjoy it and go out and play with an enjoyment, and ultimately I think that makes you play better. So I think, yeah, definitely. And I suppose it gives you that sense of perspective when you've not been playing, when you've not even had a club for a little while perhaps, that you said it earlier, it's what you've wanted to do all your life from being a little kid, all those kind of things, to be lucky enough to be able to do it again. Yeah, it definitely motivates you to come in and make an impact, and like I say, help wherever you're chosen to help, whether that be playing, whether that be helping around the place, anything. You've just got to do everything to your best of your ability. Get money for your old phone, MazumaMobile.com.